All right, let's talk about something that I think is on everybody's mind: how to reclaim your focus. We're going to break down how you can hit a full reset button on your brain and finally get back in the driver's seat of your own attention.
So, let me ask you something. Does this feel a little too familiar? That feeling that your day is just kind of slipping through your fingers, Full of digital noise, but not a lot of real substance?
You know the drill, right? You wake up, your first thought is, I'll just check the time. But then 20 minutes have vanished. You're still in bed, scrolling through an endless reel of stuff that honestly doesn't matter. The day has barely started, and you're already in a fog.
And then you actually try to get some work done. You sit down, you have every intention of doing something important, but your brain is just screaming for a hit. A little notification, a quick email check, just one peek at social media. That deep focus you need feels a million miles away.
And by the time the day wraps up, you are just wiped. Totally exhausted from jumping between 1,000 tiny distractions. But you look back, and what did you actually do? There's this frustrating feeling that nothing real got accomplished.
But here's the thing, and this is really important. This isn't your fault. You are not lazy. You're not broken. Your brain's ancient wiring has basically been hijacked by a modern world that it was never, ever built to handle.
So to really get why this is happening, we've got to talk about the key chemical at the heart of it all: dopamine.
Okay, check this out. The difference is just wild. Our brains were wired to release dopamine for hard stuff. Survival things like hunting for food. It was the reward for serious effort. But today, it's cheap, it's infinite, and it takes nothing more than a flick of your thumb.
Okay, so what's the consequence? What happens when you flood your brain with all this cheap, easy reward? Well, it does something that sounds kind of crazy. It makes normal life feel boring.
See, your brain is like a thermostat. It's obsessed with keeping things stable and balanced. This whole process is called homeostasis. So when it gets hit with this constant, unnatural flood of stimulation, it has to fight back to find that balance again.
And how does it fight back? It literally starts shutting down your dopamine receptors. It's like turning down the volume on a speaker that's blasting way too loud. It's a defense mechanism, plain and simple.
And this is the result. It's kind of shocking when you see it laid out like this. Your baseline for what actually feels good gets jacked up so high that normal, pleasant activities, like reading a book or going for a walk, they just don't even register anymore. They feel dull because your brain physically can't feel the reward.
So, let's be real. You're fighting against algorithms built by some of the smartest people on the planet. Just trying harder isn't going to cut it. Willpower alone is not the answer. So, what is?
The answer isn't to fight every single urge every single day. That is exhausting. No, the answer is to hit a giant reset button, a fast for your brain. You stop fighting the urge and just remove the stimulation altogether so your system can heal.
And here is the absolute best part. You don't need to go on some month-long silent retreat. You can do this powerful neurological reset, in just 24 hours. Yep, one day. Okay, so how do we actually do this? This isn't about just locking yourself in a dark room. It's a real, structured plan designed to give your brain exactly what it needs to recalibrate. All right, here it is, your 24-hour action plan. Let's break it down step by step. Number 1, design your environment. The night before, physically hide all your devices. Out of sight, out of mind. 2, eat for fuel. Simple, unprocessed, single-ingredient foods. No sugar, no caffeine. You're resetting your palate too. 3, move without noise. Go for a long walk and leave the headphones at home. No podcasts, no music. Let your mind wander. 4, think on paper. Grab a notebook and a pen. Journal, doodle, get the thoughts out of your head. 5, practice deep rest. When you feel tired, lie down for 20 minutes and do what's called non-sleep deep rest. It's basically a guided meditation that deeply relaxes your body. And finally, number 6, plan your re-entry. The next day, before you plug back in, make some rules, like create something before you consume anything. This is crucial for making the reset stick.
Now, I'm not going to lie, this is going to be tough, so you need a couple of tools in your back pocket. First, when that intense wave of boredom or craving hits, recognize it. Call it the withdrawal wave. It's a physical sign that your brain is healing, and the good news is, it'll pass in about 10 or 15 minutes. And if you feel like you're really about to break, use the cold reset. A quick, Cold shower gives you a healthy, sustained dopamine boost that can keep you going for hours.
All right, so you've made it through the 24 hours. Now what? What's the payoff? What does life actually look and feel like on the other side of this?
Let's be super clear. The goal here is not to live a boring life or to never have fun again. Not at all. The goal is to put you back in the driver's seat. It's about you choosing what's rewarding instead of letting a notification tell you.
And once you do this, you're going to realize something pretty profound. The world wasn't actually boring. You were just numb to it. Because once those dopamine receptors are resensitized, the joy from real life just comes flooding back. We're talking about the simple stuff, the deep satisfaction of finishing a hard task, the actual taste of your food, a real conversation with a friend. These things become deeply rewarding again, just like they're supposed to be.
So I'll leave you with this final thought, a little challenge. Look back at that 6-step plan. Which one of those makes you the most uncomfortable? That little bit of fear, that resistance you're feeling. That's probably a sign that it's the exact one your brain needs the most.